Hello everyone. Time for our next color challenge. This week we are playing with Coastal Cabana, Gray Granite, and Night of Navy. If you want to see what I'm doing with these colors, join me in the studio and I'll show you how. All right, for my card today, I am using Textured Florals. Now this is the first time I've played with this stamp set, but I'm using this image and this image. I also have the textured floral dies that will cut out both of those images. This one reminds me so much of one we had a couple of years ago that I absolutely loved. I have the card I've seen that I'm going to do. I've seen lots of people do, and they use the deckled circle dies. I don't have the deckled circle dies, so I pulled out my layering circle dies from several years ago, and it's the third one in that I use to cut my circle. So if you have those, you can do this card. I am going to use the Time Worn Type embossing folder. Hadn't played with that one in a while. And I'm going to use the color we're supposed to use is Gray Granite. Well, we don't have any gems in Gray Granite, but we do have these basic gray ones, and I have quite a few, so I'm going to use those. My ink colors are Coastal Cabana and Night of Navy. I'm also going to use some of the Night of Navy woven ribbon, bordered ribbon, but it's woven, so I'm going to use some of that. Now, for my card, I wasn't certain what background, so I have one of each color. I have white, navy, Coastal Cabana, and the Gray Granite, and they're all cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of white that is 3 3/4 or 3.5, 3 3/4 by 5. I have a scrap of Gray Granite and a scrap of white. So to get started, I used my scrap of white and I stamped that flower and the leaves in Coastal Cabana and Night of Navy and cut them out. Then I used the scrap of Gray Granite and I cut out that circle. I used the embossing folder and embossed it, and I cut off not quite a 1/2 inch, so probably about 3/8 of an inch on the side. All right, the next thing I need to do is we need to cut this, and this is going to be interesting because we've got to do 4 cuts. So let's see, it's not quite 3.5. Okay, so if I go 3/4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I still have some left over. 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of 3/4, I'm going to do 7/8. So I'm going to put this at the top, and I'm going to put this at 7/8, and I'm going to cut it. Now I'm going to keep it in order. This comes over to 7/8. All right, and I'm going to cut it. And then this comes over. You know, like my mathematical way of doing things. I know a lot of people don't like math. I just kind of figure. And, oh, I've got a little piece sticking off there from where I cut it. And you know what? They are so close to size, it isn't funny. All right, now, this goes on our card like so. All right, so I'm going to put that there, and it goes on the white. All right, oops. These are backwards, which means, no, how did this work? Okay, let me get this thing put together. There we go. Jeez. Well, my words are going to be upside down because I cut it wrong, but I'm not worried about it. All right, I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to kind of lay these out. I only want a small space between them, but I do want it fairly evenly spaced, top and bottom. And I might have to come down a little. If I get it close, well, you know what? I'm going to work this way because I keep hitting it. All right. About that. So it's about 1/8 of an inch. And normally I would use a little bit of tape on the back. All right, but it's got to come down some. So if I come down to about there, and then move this down, and there, and there. Ooh, so close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to put my tear and tape. All right, I have my tear and tape. So I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to put it down here. Hopefully I'm in frame. I'm going to push that up a little. That'll give me a little bit more space. And I'm not going to do what I did before because I kind of cut off just the tip of it. All right, now I'm going to use my pokey tool. Take my backs off. Oops. All right. See, I cut a little tiny sliver off. That other end, I'm going to take it out. I cut it off there. That's all right, though. All right, I'm going to hold that one in place. And it does make it a little bit different, but it'll be close enough. All right, so I've got that. Now I'm going to do the next one. And I am using the double-sided tape because it's embossed, and I want to make sure that my image stays in place. Gotta remember to throw those to the other side. All right. All right, put that there. Let's get this off. Burnish it good this time, because I didn't the last time. So now this goes on, and once you get that first piece on and stuck down, you're usually pretty good. All right, there we go. Now the next one. All right. And like I said, I didn't have the deckled circles. I have a hard time buying things because they're new if I have something that's similar. And the deckled circles and these, the only difference is the fancy edge. And really and truthfully, when you emboss it, you can't see that fancy edge. All right, I can turn this now, and I can put this down like so. And I'm watching my spacing. Okay. And then this. Now, they may have stuck theirs down with dimensionals, which you can do if you want. I decided to stick mine down with the double-sided tape. Sometimes when I do something for the first time, I modify and I use something I'm familiar with and that I know works for me. So keep that in mind. If you've got, you know, if you use double-sided tape and you're comfortable with it, I mean, this is tricky getting this down and evenly spaced. So there we go. All right, so there's that. Now, This and this are going to go on like so, and I will put those on with dimensionals, but I'm not going to do that until I see which card base I want to put it on. That's a lot of gray. It's all right. I kind of like the navy, but let's check the white out. I think it's going to be a lot of white. Yeah, if you want to use white, emboss this panel or this panel, and don't emboss this, but I'm going to use the navy. So we can get that put down, and that'll be good because it'll tie the ribbon in and everything. So this we can put down with our glue because it's flat. All right. And I'm watching my spacing, evenly spacing. Now, I didn't pull out a sentiment for this. I'll have to look at the stamp set and see what sentiments are in there. And get that in. Now I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. And I have a bunch over here that I have cut and haven't used. Here's 2. So I'm using up my strips. All right. There's that one, and that's gone now. Here's another one. This one has 3 on it. All right. And there. And I didn't put one on this tip because it's going to be hidden under there. So I figured it didn't need one. All right. Now, make sure you check out, let me see, here we go. I think I'm going to go that way with it. I just hold them together and stick it down and hope. Make sure you go over and check out Vicky's blog. See what she did using these colors. She picked the colors this week, and it was like, ooh, those are interesting colors. And see, this is dark enough that it'll show up on here. All right. And then I'm going to come down here, and here, and here. And then I'm going to do 3 more up here, only because I have a ton of these. And I'm doing them in groups of 3, so I still have odd numbers. So make sure you use the odd numbers. And oh, my ribbon. Oh, I said I was going to leave it. All right, I'm going to tie my bow. All right. And I'm big on little bows. So I get it going big, and then I shrink it down, and when it to the size I want it, I pull it tight. And now, where are my ribbon scissors? They're hiding under my ink. Let me get out my ribbon scissors and trim my ends. And I need a glue dot. Actually, I need 2 glue dots. And this is the better side, so I'm going to put my glue dots on the back of this. And I'm going to put one on the left side of the knot and one on the right side of the knot. I think I'm going to put it there so it's opposite. And there's my first idea for this color challenge. And I created a mask to stamp the inside and the envelope with the images. I hope you enjoyed my card today. Make sure you, oh, I hid that. Let's see if I can get it off. I can. I'm going to move it. It was hidden. It looked funny. Make sure you hop over to Vicky's channel and see what she created with these colors. I'm sure it will be a great idea. Thanks for watching. hit that subscribe button below. I think I'm over 600. I was close over the weekend and I haven't had a chance to look. So if not, you could be number 600. Thanks for watching. Have a super sensational Sunday. Bye.